The lack of official engagement, especially with state agencies since the emergence of the pandemic, access to information, access to the mental health services, and the safety and security of media workers are some of the major challenges faced by local media operatives. This is according to the president of the Guyana Press Association, GPA, Nazima Raghabir. As the world observes World Press Freedom Day on Monday, May 3, under the theme Information as a Public Good, the GPA president sat down with Nightly News to discuss a plethora of matters pertinent to the observance. The GPA noted that, I quote, over the past 24 months, officials from both political parties and others have used the pandemic as an excuse to avoid the media, avoid engagement on national issues, and provide much-needed scrutiny. According to Raghabir, with the rising number of COVID cases and the constant dissemination of false information, now more than ever, engagement with the press is critical. This, she says, can create the much-needed awareness.
We have to or should be having unfettered access to a lot of the professionals, the nurses, the doctors, a lot of the medical expertise and so on, so that we can help with the public awareness. It's just not access to the minister.
Deeming journalists as essential stakeholders, she stated that media workers are often exposed to trauma and not enough counseling. The GPA president said that she is mulling ways to allow journalists, editors, photographers, videographers, video editors, and managers to benefit from counseling and other mental health services.
I want to appeal to media owners to take into consideration, as I mentioned before, the mental health of the media workers. I know it's a very difficult thing to do, giving somebody a day off or two.
However, she said it is something that should be considered. Dubbing the profession as extremely taxing, Raghabir lamented that over the years there has been a fast turnover rate. While admitting that there is little the GPA can do to maintain the preferred quota of media workers, she urged employers to go back to the drawing board to ensure that their employees have adequate compensation for the critical work they do.
Yes, they're overworked, but also when I think about the pandemic, the type of exposure and the type of risk that they take every day, they ought to have some sort of compensation.
Acknowledging the challenges that could be involved in bringing this plan to fruition, Raghabir stressed the need for innovation and balance during these uncertain times. Meanwhile, issuing a charge to media practitioners, the GPA president urged them to stick to the facts, adding that there would be no repercussions to be faced as long as this rule is followed.
The facts are very important. The facts don't lie. My advice to media workers is that once you stick to the facts, there is very little anybody else can say or do.
Minister within the office of the Prime Minister, Kwame McCoy, in his World Press Freedom Day message, urged operatives to raise the bar of professionalism and ethics. He also committed to freedom of the press in Guyana. Reporting for the HTP Nightly News, Amel Griffith.